Hi everyone, it's Danielle. I'm here with my husband Alex and we're going to play Marvel Champions. I am going to be using the Peter Porker deck, who actually is Spider-Ham. It will have 12 hit points, a hand size of 6, while on the Peter Porker side.
And I'll be playing Jessica Drew, who is Spider-Woman.
Okay. And then we are going up against Ultron, just level 1 and level 2. Ultron will have 17 hit points. And it does start out with Ultron drones environment as part of the setup. So this one says, each face down drone minion engaged with a player has a base scheme of 1, a base attack of 1, and a base hit point of 1. After a face down drone minion is defeated, place that card in its owner's discard pile. So let's continue reading the setup here. The Crimson Cowl. Main scheme. Claw's mysterious red hooded employer is really the genocidal android Ultron. So it says put the Ultron drone's environment into play, shuffle the encounter deck, advance to stage 1B. Ultron is using the components Claw delivered in order to build an army of Ultron drones. When revealed, each player puts the top card of their deck into play face down. Engage with them as a drone minion. So we'll have to take the top card of our deck and put it face down. This will be a stat 1/1/1. So there's going to be a drone minion that will be engaged with us. And draw your starting hand size. And we will get started. So Alex had played this a long time ago. So this might be a slow start, but at some point it will pick up. We'll take turns in player order. I can go first. And on our turn, we can play cards from our hand, trigger and request actions, typically with cards that we have in our hand or out in play. Use basic attack, thwart, or recovery powers, change your form, end your turn. All right, so in terms of playing cards, there's a cost on the top left of these cards. These will be the resource costs required to discard from your hand to play those cards. So your resources are in your hand already. The resources are on the bottom left of each card. The type doesn't matter when you're playing cards, but for some actions that require you to spend a certain resource, it will matter what resource you discard. So if I were to play team building exercise support card, I would have to pay 2 resources and basically discard any 2 cards to play that card. All right, so yeah, I guess I like the idea of playing a support. This way it's kind of out from the beginning of the game. So I will use 2, let's see, 1, 2, discard 2 resources to play the Daily Beagle. And this one is a pretty helpful card to have out if I wanted tune counters. So my Spider Ham will do well with tune counters because it will be able to be used as resources. So now that this is out, I can use this alter ego action to exhaust it and place 1 tune counter on Peter Porker. I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. So go ahead and exhaust, and I'll place an exhaust token on here to mark that I've exhausted it. And now I have 1 tune counter on Peter Porker. And I have to decide if I want to do something about this drone, and I think I will. Let's see if there's any other cards I want to do. So swinging web pig costs 3, so I can't do that. I could do team building exercise, hero action exhaust. Play a card from your hand that shares a trait with your hero, reducing its cost by 1. Oh, that's a good one. I'm going to discard these 2 cards as resources to play this card. This is a support, so it'll be out in front of me. And I will... Yeah, I think I'll just stay in this form. And then Alex will take their turn.
So I could play any amount of cards.
As long as you have resources for it, yep.
And what are these values again?
Those are allies, so they have a scheme or thwart, which means you'll be removing a threat from the schemes that are out. Currently, we just have one scheme that's out, and we don't have any threat to remove, so you won't be thwarting, but you could attack either minions or enemies. And then defense is when you can defend against an attack from an enemy.
How do we win again?
We win the game by defeating Ultron twice, level 1 and level 2. Level 1 is 17 health, and this one is 22 when we get to level 2.
Okay. Okay, I'll play a support card as well. And I just put it next to my...
Yeah, you
Where?
just put it wherever you like, really, yeah. You're probably going to
I
have a huge play
discard
area, so I'll
one.
probably move everything that way. Okay.
More space.
No, I mean, as long as you can see the cards, we're just kind of talking through how we're playing.
So I discarded one card,
One resource, yeah.
one resource to play Interrogation Room. Max 1 per player. After you defeat a minion, exhaust Interrogation Room and remove one threat from a scheme. This is a response. What
Okay.
does response mean?
Response means it triggers, so it tells you when it happens.
Oh, okay. And, what is upgrade?
Upgrade is a card that you place out as well, and it just gives you an upgrade to your abilities typically. Similar to support.
What does hero resource mean?
Let me see that. So hero resource, exhaust finesse, generates a resource. So this gives you a resource. I mean, it's just a name for that action.
I don't know what this... I don't know how to play this card.
So this one would be useful if you need the specific resource for playing an aspect card. An aspect card is anything that's not basic or has your character name on it. So what do you have? Justice? Is that what those are? On the bottom right, you'll see, yeah. So that's an aspect card. And so you'll be able to generate this specific resource for playing an aspect card from your hand, which is nice. And that icon is, let me see if they have it in the rule book, what they are. Yeah, so it's a wild resource. So that's a resource you can use on any aspect card. So again, it won't say basic, it won't say Spider-Woman.
I'll place Spider-Girl.
Okay, your ally. And you can always only have 3 allies at a time. Did you spend?
Discard these.
Okay.
And then, okay, so I played cards. Oh, I request action. Does an action exhaust?
If they tell you to do an action and it costs something, it will tell you.
So mine is look at the top card of any deck. Limit once per round.
Okay. So once per round, you do that.
What would be best? Should I look at that?
I don't think that's too helpful, but it's up to you. I mean, I guess it could help you figure out how to prepare for it. Because basically, during the villain phase, that's how many boosts they will have to their attack. So 1 boost icon plus the attack value of Ultron, which is 2, is 3 attack for the first player.
I don't even would have said. It's an attachment. Attached to the villain gains retaliate 1.
Yeah, so that's gonna not fire unless it's an encounter. It'll be a boost card for the first card.
What was 3?
That's recover. So you can only recover that amount of health if you're on your alter ego side, which is right now. So you could always turn over to your other form, which is your superhero side, once per turn. So that's something you can do on your turn. You'll flip it over, and now you have the ability to attack an enemy or thwart a scheme. But you can only do it once per turn.
What would you do if you were in my shoes?
What's your stats on the hero side?
1, 1, 1.
Oh, okay. I mean, I feel like I would probably flip to the hero side because you did play one of your, read that, because you get a bump on your stats if you play a card of that kind.
Interrupt. When you play an aspect card, Spider-Woman gets +1 thwart, attack, and defense until the end of the round.
Yep. So if that was flipped around, interrupt would have triggered. And then if you played your aspect card, it would have bumped it up by 1 or 2, depending on how many you played. Unless it says once per turn.
So you should have flipped it and then played these?
Yeah. Let me read that real quick. A limit once per round for each aspect. So I don't know how many aspects you have in there. It might just be the one, but that's one aspect, justice.
What is it? Oh, aggression.
Okay, so you have 2. So if you flipped over first, you would have a bump of +2. So let's say you did that. Let's say you did that. So now all the stats are 3. So I would definitely do something now. I would exhaust, flip the token, exhaust, and say that you attack something. So you have 3 total attack. You could attack Ultron, or you could attack your minion, which only has 1 health. I think the 3 attacks should go to Ultron.
Right, yeah, I'll attack Ultron for 3. Right.
So it's going down to 14 hit points.
Can I use my ally?
You can. Oh,
on the same turn that it's played?
Yeah.
Alright, so I will attack for 2.
Okay. Anything on the card
Ultron.
you should know?
After you play Spider-Girl from your hand, stun and confuse a minion.
Nice. So you could do that to your...
My thing?
Yep. It's a minion, so... They tell you what they do, basically. Alright. So if you've done everything you can, now we go into the second part of the player phase. So after all players finish their turn, each player simultaneously discards any cards from their hand. You get to pick and choose. You don't have to, and then you drop to your hand size. Don't forget your hand size changes as you're a superhero. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. Ready each of your exhausted cards. Okay. So now, flip over your reference card if needed. Place threat on the main scheme. This is the main scheme. We place threat based off of the number of players, 1 per player. Threat are these, and they will be placed here. So we're placing 2, and then once this hits 6, because it's 3 per player, if we ever have 6 or more, this immediately advances to the next stage, which is 2A. So it will get tougher. It's like a timer. If we ever run out of a main scheme deck, we lose the game. So we have to be able to thwart some of these threats. So now we're going to go ahead and go to the next step. The villain and each engaged minion activates once per player. So I will go ahead and start. So I know, because you looked at this, that it has a boost icon of 1, which is always added to the attack when they're attacking you. But keep in mind, they're only attacking you if you're in the hero form. I'm not in hero form. I'm in alter ego. They will always scheme. They are scheming for 1 plus the amount of the boost. So they're scheming for 2, meaning they're going to add 2 of their threat tokens to the main scheme. So then we'll be 2 away from meeting that threshold. So right now we're going to go ahead and, yep, we're just going to go ahead and let them scheme. Not going to do anything about it. It's going to scheme for 1 plus 1, which is 2. So I'll place 2 threat token on here, which makes it 4. And then this goes into the discard pile. And then after that, the minion will also activate. This minion will attack, will also scheme. It has 1 scheme, so it's going to scheme with 1. So now we're at 5, just like that. And then you're going to go ahead and go and do this for yourself. So you're not an alter ego, you are in superhero. So you are going to draw a face down card. Don't look at it. You can't look at it yet. You have to decide if you're going to defend this attack. There's going to be a minimum of 2 attack at least.
Why wouldn't I choose to defend?
Because your life is a resource. You could always heal. If you defend, you're exhausting your hero, and it doesn't ready until the end of your next turn. Same thing with your ally, which will also defend for you. Your ally has 2 health. Anytime it defends, it will end up... okay. Something I forgot to mention about allies. When you attack or thwart with it, it has an icon below it, and that's how much damage it will take for doing that. So if you attack, this is actually dead. I'm sorry, it has 1 damage on it. It's kind of like a consequential damage, almost.
Okay.
So what you want to do here is also read the force response on Ultron when they attack.
Well, is it... Like, is this my turn or whatever?
Yeah, the villain and the minion will target you now.
So after Ultron attacks you, choose to either place 1 threat on the main scheme or put the top card of your deck into play face down, engaged with you as a drone minion.
Yep, so they will attack you because you are in hero form. But you have to decide if you're going to block at least 2 damage.
Yeah, I'll let it through.
You'll let it through. Okay, let's see how much damage you take. So you'll add how many icons? 1, 2. So total of 4. All right, so taking 4 damage, and then now this also, the force response comes into play. You take the top card from your deck and put it in as a minion. So unfortunately, now all the minions that are engaged with you will do their attacks from left to right. So stunned, pretty good. That will just get removed. Nothing happens.
You know, the next time this character would attack, discard that card instead.
And now this one will attack for 1. You get to decide if you want to defend.
I'll just let it through.
Okay, so that completes the first 2 parts of the villain phase. And now we'll deal an encounter card to each player. So I get 1, and you get 1. And then we reveal it 1 at a time in player order. I'll go ahead and play this one. When revealed, the villain schemes. That's not good. So the villain will scheme for 1 plus 2, 3. So 3 threat. We've met the limit.
Does it carry over?
I believe so.
Really?
So it's 5, 2.
Do I just put this away?
Yes, and then we'll read this one. Let me just double check that it does carry over while you read the next part.
Assault on NORAD. As you pursue Ultron, you receive a distress call from the North American Aerospace Defense Command in Colorado. They are besieged by an army of Ultron drones. When revealed, each player puts the top card of their deck into play face down, engaged with them as a drone minion. Advance to stage B.
Turn it around. Yep. So let's follow what they just said, and then we'll read this part just so we're understanding what happens. Force response.
If Ultron gains control of NORAD, he will have access to the United States Ballistic Missile Command. Forced response. After placing threat here during step 1 of the villain phase, each player must choose to either place 2 threat here or put the top card of their deck into play face down, engaged with him as a drone minion. Man.
This stuff, yep.
Yeah, this is tough.
Okay, so what was your encounter now?
Oh, didn't even read mine. Wait, just flip it?
Yep, you flip in, just take a look.
Item tech. Attached to Ultron, the program transmitter. Forced response. After Ultron schemes, place 1 threat on each side scheme. Hero action. Exhaust your hero and spend 2 resources to discard this card.
Okay. Not great. Yeah, all right. Well, now you're the first player.
Ugh, man. Now we gotta kill these drones.
Probably should. Or you could try to discard that card too. The upgrade that he has.
Oh, yeah, perfect. This was in my hand. Max 1 per deck. The
Nice.
2 resources.
2 resources that you need. Okay. But don't forget, you also have a card that could give you resources to play aspect cards. So make sure you're
was
using that. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, I didn't play it.
Oh, you didn't play that card? Oh, man.
No.
You played the ally, right? Okay.
Anyway, yeah. So I do this, so I discard this.
Sure.
Now use Spider-Woman to attack this.
Okay. Exhaust Spider-Woman. That card gets this into your discard pile. So now you kind of could get it shuffled back into your deck at some point.
Now use Spider-Girl to attack Ultron.
So you'll kill Spider-Girl when you do that. Any responses to take note? Okay.
No.
So Ultron, how much?
2.
Nice. Do you remember what it was at? I think it was at 10. How much damage did you do last turn? My memory is so bad.
I did 3. Plus 2 is 5.
Okay, so 17 minus 5 is 12. And then right now, should be 10.
I guess. Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good. Are you keeping track if you played any aspect cards?
I haven't played any cards
Okay.
yet. So it's just one aspect?
Yeah, so you have 2 aspects. At most, you could do a bump of +2.
Right, I'll play Piercing Strike, which is an attack. So could I play this even though it says hero action and my hero is exhausted?
Yes.
Okay. So I discard 2 cards. Again, I play Piercing Strike. Attack. Deal 3 damage to an enemy. This attack gains piercing. So I will attack Ultron for 3.
Nice.
Okay, I think that's it. I'll end my turn.
All right. So I'm going to try to focus on doing damage this turn. So to start, before I flip Peter Porker over, I'm going to exhaust Daily Bugle to place 1 tune counter on Peter Porker. So now it's going to have 2 tune counters. And then I will flip over my form. And now I'm Spider Ham. I have 2 tune counters. And it has a base attack of 1. And response, after Spider Ham takes any amount of damage, place 1 tune counter on him. And again, tune counters will count as wild resources. All right, so looking at my hand, I have a Scarlet Spider, which I definitely want to play. So I'll go ahead and exhaust Team Building Exercise. It says, play a card from your hand that shares a trait with your hero, reducing its resource cost by 1. So my matching hero trait right now is Web Warrior, so I could play Scarlet Spider at a discounted cost of 3. And to pay for that, I'll spend both of these tune counters and then also discard this Overwatch. So Scarlet Spider is now out. And it says, when I would reveal an encounter card, I can name a card type, then look at the card. If that card is of that named type, I deal 1 damage to Scarlet Spider and draw a card. Scarlet Spider is an ally with 4 health. I want to try to get Spider-Man out as well. So I'm going to spend all 3 of my cards to do so. So now Spider-Man is also an ally. Response, after Spider-Man enters play, remove 1 threat from a scheme. For each Web Warrior card you control. So there's currently no threat to remove, but I do have him out as an ally. I'm going to target Ultron with 2 attack using Scarlet Spider. I will take 1 damage as a result of that. So now down to 5. And then after that, Spider Ham will also exhaust to do 1 damage as well to Ultron for 1. Then I'll have Spider-Man do 1 attack, taking 1 damage to itself. And then 1 damage to Ultron, taking it down to 3. I think that's all I can do this turn. So now we'll move on to the rest of this phase. We'll discard any amount of cards from our hands, draw up to our hand size. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then refresh all our cards. By the way, I printed these out on my printer.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah.
I thought it was part of the game.
No, I printed all these exhausts. It's better than turning cards all the time.
Yeah.
Okay, so now in player order, we are going to go into the villain phase. So you're going to have to deal with the villain and your engaged minions. So don't forget, you're going to be attacked, and then they're going to flip over and give a boost. And you have to decide if you're defending or not.
So let's place threat on the main scheme.
Yep, that's right. So we add 2.
The villain and each engaged minion activates once per player in player order. If you're in hero form, the enemy attacks you. So I am in hero form.
Yep.
Alright, so the drones attack me?
No, the villain will attack first, always. So the villain will attack you for 2 at least. And then don't forget, there's a boost. So you have to decide if you're going to defend at least 2 of the two damaged attack.
I'll let it through.
Okay, so 2, and I can flip it for you. Plus 1 is 3. So 3 damage, and then the force response for their attack. You're gonna gain another drone.
Oh god.
Yep, and then what's this force response?
Oh, after placing threat here during step 1 of the villain phase, each player must choose to either place 2 threat here or play another drone.
I'm gonna put threat. We need 20 on here to advance, so.
Okay.
So I'll put 4 on here, so we have a total of 7 threat. I'm sorry, six threat. Okay, so now you can continue with your minions attacking you. So this is confused. It's not going to do much.
It's only when it thwarts her schemes.
Correct, and it will only thwart.
If I'm in my alter ego.
Yes. So it's all attacking you for 1 each.
Oh god, so I have to defend 1. Well, that wasn't smart.
It's okay. It happens. Once you play more, you kind of figure out a strategy.
2.
All right.
For 1 health.
All right, and then hopefully you don't take damage during the encounter. Now it's my turn to do this. I will probably just take the damage as well. So 2, 3. So I'm down to 9. And then I will do the forced response. Okay. Oop, wasn't supposed to look at it. This was not the card I was supposed to take. And then now all these will also attack me as well. Now go ahead and take all 3. So I'm down to 6. And then now it's your turn, Alex, to draw that encounter card. I'll draw this one. You could reveal yours and fulfill that.
Each player puts the top card of their deck into play face down. Drone.
Okay.
Boost?
Boost, okay.
That's
only if it was boosted, using a boost. So if this was revealed, then you would read what the boost effect was. All right, so that was not bad for you. We have a side scheme. Comes in with 6 threat. 6 threat, guys. Okay, and it says, when revealed, each player discards the top 3 cards of their deck. 1, 2, 3. And then lastly, discard means the next future encounter phase, if we don't remove all the threat from the scheme to discard the card, we will have to draw 2 encounter cards instead. All right.
Oh boy.
That's it. I'll take the first player marker, and then I'm gonna, what should I do? I think I'm gonna do some thwarting. So I will use Spider Ham. And actually, you know what? After Spider Ham takes any amount of damage, place 1 tune counter. So that would have been 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have 4 tune counters. Need to keep track of that. And then, yeah, so I'm going to do some thwarting. I'm going to thwart Exhausting Spider Ham for 2. This is going to be a 3. And then I'm also going to, yeah, I will play or exhaust my team building exercise. Make this Captain America a cost of 2. I have 1, 2. Now I have Captain America in play, and I will actually use it right away, exhaust it to thwart 2 more. So now there's only 2 left on this side scheme. And what I'm going to do here is discard Great Responsibility to play this Followed. I'm going to attach this to a side scheme. When attached, scheme is defeated. Deal 4 damage to an enemy. So if you can thwart this, that would be great. But I think I'll do it myself. Go ahead and thwart 1 with Spider-Man. I'll thwart 1 with Scarlet Spider. And let me just add my damages that I need to add to all my allies I just activated. One. And now this is gone, so we don't have to worry about this. You're welcome. And now with this card, it's Interrupt. It says when the attached scheme is defeated, deal 4 damage to an enemy. I'll deal 4 to Ultron. We've defeated level 1. Level 2 Ultron has 22 health, so let's get him back up. We're halfway there. Force interrupt when Ultron attacks you. Put the top card face down. Until the end of this attack, Ultron gets +1 for each droned minion engaged with you.
God.
Okay, and unfortunately, I'm out of cards in my hand, but I will use Daily Beagle. Actually, Alter Ego. I could flip over to not get attacked, which I will. I'll flip over, and there we go. I think that's now I'm going to use my Daily Bugle to get an extra tune counter with a total of 5 tune counters. And then I think finally, that's all I've got. And then it's your turn.
I think I'm gonna die.
You can flip over and heal.
Even if I'm exhausted?
You're exhausted right now?
Because I had to defend.
Oh boy. Is there anything that can unexhaust you? Or heal you?
Nope.
Oh man. Are we just gonna give up at this point? It's a definite death for sure then. Yeah. I'm trying to see, because I only play this solo usually. What happens if one person dies? Do we lose the entire game? Alright, trying to see when we lose. Winning and losing. The villain wins the game if they complete their scheme or if all of the players are eliminated. So we could play till I'm dead. But yeah, I don't think this is viable.
I mean, I could deal 5 damage.
Okay.
And
5 damage, and then I would need to do 17 damage somehow.
can I stun and confuse Ultron?
You can if it says if it doesn't specify minion, you can.
So what does that block? Just him attacking us?
Yeah.
And
Only the next time it would do an attack. Only one attack it would prevent.
But the confuse with the thwart or scheming, does that affect Ultron?
Yes, it can.
Would you rather have that or 5 damage?
No, I don't care about the scheming. I'd rather you do damage. Because next turn I could do 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 damage. I have 3 allies out. And then +1 for Peter Porker. That's 6. That's actually not enough to kill him off. I would only be able to do at most 6 damage right now with what I have here.
Well, let's see what happens.
Okay.
Play Venom Blast. Discard 2. Deal 5 damage.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
You could flip over so we don't take damage, though.
But I'm exhausted.
You can always flip. You just can't use the
What?
ability.
Really?
Yes.
So I won't die.
And that's why I tried telling you.
Until Ultron attacks me, though.
We'll see.
Wait, does Ultron attack? Even when you're alter ego?
No, it will scheme. We're fine.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so we're good. Are you still good? You're
That
gonna
changes everything.
end the game? I mean, end your turn?
Yeah, end my turn.
Okay, so now we go through the end steps here of this player phase. We'll discard and draw back up to our hand size. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for me. And then we'll ready all our cards. And start anew. Okay. Cool. So now the villain. They're gonna scheme. But first, what's the force response here we have to do? Put 2.
After placing threat here, you must choose to either place Oh, each player must choose to either place 2 threat here or put the top card of their deck into a drone.
Yeah, I'll do the drone. That's fine. Because that's only going to do 1 scheme for us. That's a better option for us at this point, right?
Yes.
Okay. So now that that's done, Ultron is going to target me here. What's this force response say? After a face-down drone minion is defeated, place that... Okay, got it. I was just making sure we didn't miss anything. So it's going to scheme for 2. And I'll just do that. 3. And then Ultron heals 1 damage for each drone minion engaged with you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's back up to 22. Just like that. Anyway, so it's scheming for 3. Okay. And then now all the minions will scheme. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And once this has 20, we have to flip it. We have to go to the next one. So right now we have
15.
Okay. So
16.
16. So once it hits 4 more, we'll have to proceed. Now it's your turn. You're going to do a scheme as well. So it's going to be 2. Yep. And then it has the boost.
2.
So a total of 4. So it is going to flip. Going to go to the next one. Okay. Let's read that.
Countdown to Oblivion. When revealed, each player puts the top card of their deck as a drone. Advance to stage 3B. Threat cannot be removed from the scheme. If this stage is completed, the players lose the game.
Yep, that's how it goes. All right, so 10. So now these are gonna
10?
scheme. So Confused won't scheme though. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Putting 5 down. All right. Now the encounter. Okay, attached to the villain. Force response. After the villain takes damage, give it a tough status card. Hero action. Exhaust your hero and spend 2 resources and discard this card. Okay.
And then mine is upgraded drones. Attached to the Ultron drone's environment. Each face-down drone gets +1 attack and +1 hit point.
Oh boy.
And it has to, you have to spend 3 resources.
Get rid of that. All right, let's see how we do. Can we do 22 damage? How much damage do you have, potentially?
Just 3.
Yeah, okay.
We can't even remove the threat.
No, we can't. So that's it. So 2, 3, and then we can't even. Yeah, I'm calling it.
Yeah. We got just overwhelmed.
Oh no. Well, good effort. Good effort. We almost made it through my entire deck. But yeah, that was a quick 2-player solo. 2-player co-op of Marvel Champions. I rarely win this game. Very rare. I would have to have the perfect starting hand to win. And actually, I've played that variant before. You know how Ashes Reborn, you could choose your starting hand, your first 5? I have played where I actually chose my starting hand because it makes such a difference to have all the upgrades or certain supports out at the beginning of the game. But yeah, hope you enjoyed it. If you're not already subscribed, please consider subscribing. Also, let me know if you like these 2-player videos. We'll try to do more. And in the meantime, feel free to like or comment the video. All right, thanks so much for watching. Bye.